There is one test on this list that takes 10 seconds. No equipment, no gym, no doctor. You do it in your living room, right now, in the clothes you're wearing. And according to a study published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology, a study that tracked over 4,000 people for more than a decade, your score on this 10-second test predicts whether you'll be alive in 6 years. Not approximately, not loosely correlated. Predicts, with a 5 to 6 times difference in mortality between those who pass and those who fail. I'm saving that test for last, and by the time we get there, you'll understand why every test on this list matters more than any piece of gear you've ever bought. You spent $500 on a bug-out bag. You've got water filters, fire starters, first aid kits, knives, flashlights, a radio, maybe a firearm. Good. I'm not going to tell you any of that is wrong, but I am going to ask you one question. Can your body use any of it? Can you get off the ground if an earthquake knocks you flat? Can you carry a child up a flight of stairs when the elevator is dead? Can you walk 3 miles to safety if your car won't start? Can you grip a rope, a railing, a door handle hard enough to save yourself? Can you keep your balance crossing rubble in the dark? If the answer to any of those is, I don't know, that's what this video is for. I'm Max, and today on Outfox Apocalypse, I'm going to give you 5 tests. Not exercises, tests. Each one takes less than a minute. Each one measures a specific survival capability, and each one is backed by published research from institutions like Harvard, the Cooper Institute, and the European Society of Cardiology. By the end of this video, you will know with clinical accuracy whether your body is ready to survive a crisis. And if it's not, you'll know exactly what to fix. No gym required, no equipment. And just so we're clear, what I'm about to show you is not something I pulled from the internet. These are the same tests I use on myself. The same ones I used to get back on my feet after my motorcycle accident. The same ones my grandfather, who lived to 94 years old and walked every single day of his life, would have passed at 80. This is how I live, not theory, practice. Let's start. Number 1. The escape test. The 30-second chair stand. Grab a chair. A regular kitchen chair, not a recliner, not a couch. Sit down. Now stand up and sit back down as many times as you can in 30 seconds. Full stand, hips fully extended at the top. Full sit, butt touches the seat at the bottom. Count every rep. Here's what your number means. This test was developed by Rickley and Jones and validated on over 7,000 adults aged 60 to 94. It measures functional lower body strength, the strength that gets you off the ground, up a staircase, out of a car, out of a building. The average 60-year-old man does 14 to 19 stands. The average 80-year-old does 10 to 14. Below 8, that's the clinical cutoff. Below 8 stands in 30 seconds means your lower body is functionally compromised. Now translate that to a real scenario. A flash flood, basement filling with water. You need to get up a flight of stairs, carrying whatever you can grab, in under a minute. Or a fire in your building, elevator is dead. You've got 6 flights of stairs and smoke is coming from below. Every chair stand you can do is one more step your legs will give you when it counts. If you scored above 14, you're in the fight. Below 8, don't panic. This is trainable. Bodyweight squats, wall sits, step-ups on a low stair. 3 sets of 10, 3 days a week. In 4 weeks, your number will move. In 8 weeks, you won't recognize your legs. I trained a guy about 6 or 7 years ago who weighed 330 pounds. Couldn't make it to the 2nd floor without stopping. 2 months later, he showed up at my door with a bottle of whiskey and a handshake that almost broke my hand. He'd just walked to the 3rd floor without stopping. 2 months, not a gym, not a program, just showing up. Write down your number. We're moving on. Number 2, the Lifeline Grip. Grip strength. You need a bathroom towel. Roll it up tight. Squeeze it as hard as you can with one hand for 10 seconds. If you can crush it into a tiny ball and your hand is shaking by second 8, you're fine. If you can barely hold it and your forearm cramps, pay attention. Better version if you have access. Hang from a pull-up bar or a sturdy door frame with both hands. Time yourself. 30 seconds is the minimum benchmark. 60 is good. If you can't hold on for 15 seconds, your grip strength is clinically weak. Why does this matter? Peter Attia, one of the most respected longevity physicians in the world, calls grip strength the most underrated predictor of how long you'll live. Multiple studies published in The Lancet, the British Medical Journal, and the Journal of the American Medical Directors Association all converge on the same finding. Grip strength predicts cardiovascular death, cancer death, and all-cause mortality in adults over 50. Not correlates with, predicts. Low grip strength is also linked to cognitive decline, fall risk, and loss of independence. Now think about survival. Can you hold onto a rope someone throws you? Can you grip a railing as you cross a damaged overpass? Can you carry 2 5-gallon water jugs from your car to your house? Can you hold a child who's trying to squirm away from you in a crowd? Every one of those scenarios is a grip test. And if you fail it in your living room today, you'll fail it in the field tomorrow. Fix: squeeze a tennis ball 50 times per hand, twice a day. Dead hangs from a bar, start at 10 seconds, add 5 per week. Farmer's carries: grab 2 heavy bags of groceries and walk around the block. In 6 weeks, your grip will transform. And here's a bonus: grip training improves blood pressure. The research on isometric hand grip training and hypertension reduction is strong enough that the American Heart Association acknowledges it as a supplementary approach. Number 3. The endurance walk, the 6-minute walk test. Find a hallway or a flat stretch outside. Walk as far as you can in 6 minutes. Normal pace that you can sustain, not sprinting, not strolling. Measure the distance. A football field is 100 yards. Your phone's GPS or a pedometer works. Here's the science. The 6-minute walk test is a validated clinical tool used in hospitals and rehabilitation centers worldwide. It measures cardiorespiratory endurance, how efficiently your heart and lungs deliver oxygen to your muscles during sustained effort. A study in JAMA tracking 34,000 adults over 65 found that walking speed predicts survival more accurately than most blood tests. Each increase of 0.1 meters per second in walking speed correlated with significant improvement in life expectancy. Benchmarks: 400 to 700 meters in 6 minutes is the normal range for healthy adults over 60. Below 300 meters is a red flag. Above 500 and you're doing well. Survival translation: your car breaks down 2 miles from home during an ice storm. Can you walk it? Your neighborhood is being evacuated on foot, 3 miles to the rally point. Can you make it without collapsing? The 6-minute walk test tells you exactly where you stand. Literally. And this is the one my grandfather would have crushed at 90. He walked every day, to the store, to the grandkids, to a sale across town. Didn't matter where. He just moved every single day until 94. That wasn't genetics. That was a decision he made every morning when he put on his shoes. Number 4. The balance check. Single leg stand. Stand on one foot. No holding on to anything. Arms at your sides or crossed on your chest. Time how long you can hold it. Then switch feet. 30 seconds per leg is the benchmark. Below 15 seconds is a concern. Below 10 is a clinical flag. Why? Because the CDC reports that falls are the #1 cause of injury death among Americans over 65. 32,000 people a year. More than car accidents for that age group. 3 million emergency room visits. And 95% of hip fractures come from falls. 1 in 5 people who fracture a hip will die within a year. Not from the fracture, from the cascade that follows: surgery, infection, immobility, pneumonia. Now picture this. Night. Power's out. You're navigating your house in the dark to get to your family. There's furniture you forgot was there, a step you misjudged, a wet floor from a burst pipe. Every one of those moments is a single leg balance test happening in real time. You either pass it or you fall. And a fall in a collapse scenario with no ambulance coming is not a bruise. It's a potential death sentence. Fix: practice standing on one foot while brushing your teeth. That's 2 minutes twice a day you're already spending standing still. Make it count. Progress to closing your eyes. Then to standing on a pillow. 4 weeks and your balance will be a different animal. My sergeant used to say, as long as you've got a head and at least one hand, nothing can kill you when everyone else is sitting around dying of fear. Balance is how you keep that head upright. And now, number 5. The one I've been holding back since the first sentence of this video. The floor test, the sitting rising test. Here's how it works. Stand in the middle of a room, no furniture nearby. Cross your legs, one foot in front of the other, and lower yourself down to a seated position on the floor. Don't drop. Control it. Now you're sitting cross-legged on the ground. From there, stand back up. Same deal. Try to do it without putting a hand on the floor, without dropping to a knee, without grabbing onto anything. Just legs, core, balance, and coordination. That's one full rep. Scoring. You start with 5 points for sitting down and 5 points for standing up. 10 points total. Every time you put a hand on the floor for support, -1 point. Every time a knee touches the ground, -1. If you wobble or lose balance on the way up or down, -0.5 point. So if you sit down clean but push off the floor with one hand when standing up, that's 9 out of 10. If you need both hands and a knee, that's 7. Your score is out of 10. And I'll be honest with you, right now, after my motorcycle accident, I can't do all of these tests perfectly myself. That's reality. I'm still recovering. But that's exactly the point. Knowing where you are is the first step to getting where you need to be. When I heal up, I'll be practicing this every day until I'm back to where I was. And if I can do that after getting scraped off asphalt, you can do it from your living room. This test was created by Dr. Claudio Gil Araujo and published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology. His team tracked over 4,000 men and women between the ages of 46 and 75. What they found is one of the most striking findings in modern preventive medicine. People who scored 0 to 3, meaning they needed significant support to get down and back up, had a 5 to 6 times higher risk of dying within the next 6 years compared to those who scored 8 to 10. 5 to 6 times, and every single point increase in your score corresponds to a 21% improvement in survival odds. Think about that. Each point, one less hand on the floor, one less wobble, equals a 21% better chance of being alive in 6 years. This isn't a fitness test. This is a survival audit. It measures everything at once: leg strength, core stability, flexibility, balance, coordination, and body composition. And in a collapse scenario, it answers the question that matters most. Can you get off the ground? Earthquake knocks you flat. Explosion throws you to the floor. You slip on ice. You trip over debris. Can you get back up without a wall, without someone pulling you? Can you go from flat on your back to standing and moving in under 10 seconds? If your score is below 6, here's what to do. Practice the movement itself, twice a day. Sit down, stand up. Use as little support as you can. Each week, try to subtract 1 support point. Supplement with squats, step-ups, and the single leg balance. Work from test 4. In 6 to 8 weeks, most people improve by 2 to 3 points. That's a 42 to 63% improvement in your survival odds. From an exercise that takes 10 seconds and costs nothing. Now, let me give you the full picture. 5 tests, 0 equipment, less than 10 minutes total. 1. The chair stand. How many times can you stand up in 30 seconds? Below 8 is the danger zone. This measures whether your legs can carry you out of a building, up a staircase, through an evacuation. 2. The grip test. Can you hang for 30 seconds? Squeeze a towel until your forearm shakes? This measures whether you can hold onto a rope, carry water, grip a railing, keep a child safe. 3. The 6-minute walk. Can you cover 400 meters in 6 minutes? This measures whether you can walk to safety when wheels stop rolling. 4. Single leg balance. Can you stand on one foot for 30 seconds? This measures whether you can navigate your home in the dark without falling and breaking a hip. 5. The floor test. Can you sit down and stand back up without using your hands? This measures whether your body can handle the one event that every disaster starts with, being on the ground and needing to get up. Here's what you do with your scores. Write them down, all 5, today's date. Put it on your fridge or in your phone. Then do this, pick the one test you scored worst on, just one, and work on it for 15 minutes a day, 3 days a week. Not all 5. 1. The weakest link. In 30 days, retest. Write the new number next to the old one. You will see a difference. I promise you that. And listen, if you scored low on some of these, that doesn't mean you're done. It means you know where you stand. That's more than most people can say. The guy who scores 3 and starts working on it today is better prepared than the guy who scores 8 and thinks he doesn't need to. I've got more fitness videos coming, specific exercises, walking plans, routines you can do from a chair. Because some of you watching this are in a wheelchair, or using a walker, or recovering from surgery. And mobility limitation does not mean survival limitation. It means different survival. And I'm going to show you exactly how. If you found even one test here that surprised you, subscribe. I don't sell programs. I don't do sponsorships. I give you data, physics, and the kind of information that turns your body from a liability into a weapon. The pack shares knowledge. That's how we survive. Comment your scores below, all 5 numbers. Let's see where the pack stands. And tell me, did the floor test catch you off guard? Watch my other videos on this channel. I've got a full list of survival skills that will help you survive any collapse with nothing but your bare hands. Because at the end of the day, the most expensive piece of gear in the world can't save a body that quit on itself. Everything in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. These tests are general fitness assessments, not medical diagnoses. If you have existing injuries, joint replacements, or medical conditions, consult your physician before attempting any physical test. Never push through sharp pain. And if any test reveals a significant limitation, see a healthcare professional. It may indicate an underlying condition worth addressing. Stay safe. Max out.